Welcome to Young and Smart, and on today's show we have Sarah Angel Makiki, who at only 24 years is a pilot, an activist, a peace ambassador, and a diplomat in East Africa. My name is Edgar Gaisho here. Join me and get inspired. Hi Sarah, welcome to the show, and we are very privileged to have you here on KTS on Young and Smart. So probably kindly tell us about yourself and your profile, probably what you do in a daily basis.
Okay, thank you so much, Edgar. My name is Sarah Angel Makiki. I'm born in Congo, raised in Kenya from the year 1994. I'm 24 years old, turning 25. I'm a pilot by profession. Private pilot license, holder of a private pilot license. I'm a member of Young Diplomats of Kenya. I'm a motivational speaker. I speak to schools all over Kenya, primary schools, high schools, and youth across the community. I'm a member of African Youth Commission, Independent Pan-African Youth Parliament, and I have my own initiative which I started in October 2015, Sarah Angel Will to Educate African Child.
When I look at your profile, I see there is that issue of the activism. You know, in Kenya, probably most of the young people don't get right what is activism per se, because you find that people are out there. Like now, we only know one activist, who is Boniface Mwangi, and he's really well known. He was vying for the MP seat for Starehe, and he has been an activist for quite some time. Actually, probably in 3 governments, he has been an activist. What can you tell the youth about activism? What is activism per se? What is activism? What can you tell them activism is?
From my understanding, I will say activism is getting involved in activities that is going to better the society. Mm-hmm. I've been involved in activism, one which landed me in cell here in Central Police Station, because I was actually defending some hawkers. They caught me because I was asking why are these people being caught, mm-hmm. and they're actually working to earn daily bread. Yeah. The experience wasn't really good. I was actually pulled like the Sarafina movie. It was that rough. Yeah. And I was shocked. I was crying. I was caught at Ronald Ngala Street, mm-hmm. near the buses for Githurai 45.
So what time was it? How was it? Was what you were fighting for worth the torture that you got?
It was worth. I can't say it's a torture. Mm-hmm. Let's say I love that. In life, mm-hmm. Your achievements aren't what people see, like a car, a building. Mm-hmm. Your achievement is what you as a person is, mm-hmm. how you're being built as a person. Mm-hmm. I was caught at exactly 8:30, at night. Driven, yes, 8:30 p.m. at night. What? And I was from flying school, so I had my uniform and my school bag. At 8:30, we were driven all over town, then up to Central Police Station. We actually slept the same place with guys, imagine, with male prisoners. Wow. It was that bad.
I can imagine the smell and then
yes, the toilets were so flooded, and they're like, if you want to go to the washroom, you have to pay. And I was asking myself, pay what? You know, I couldn't actually ask those guys. They would have really beaten me up. Yeah. In my mind, I was like, pay what? They're supposed to be free.
Yeah, definitely.
So things like the toilet I couldn't use. I was really scared because you can be raped inside there. Mm-hmm. When you want to involve yourself in activism, you should know inside your heart what I'm going to do. Is it true? Don't do it out of being influenced. Yeah. You know, is it right? If you know it's right, go ahead.
Today, I wanted us to talk about the leadership in Kenya. I believe that you have been in Kenya for quite some time now, yes. And you can demystify very well the leadership that you're finding in Kenya. some years back, you could find that that young people are not accepted as leaders in the country. But right now, what we are seeing from the latest general elections, we find that there are youths who are even being members of parliament at the age of 23, being a lawmaker at the age of 23. That's quite a milestone. So what is your view on that? How can we young people uphold that kind of leadership that we have in Kenya?
My view on that is that in the year 2005, the United Nations had a meeting concerning youth involvement in world politics. So they came up with a policy that in every country that youth are supposed to be given a chance. And when you look at how do we get a chance as youth, most of the people will want to represent, let's say they will want to represent Kenya at a global level, but you don't have that opportunity. When you have an opportunity like locally, we were given now a chance. Locally, you can be able to participate. There is locally, nationally, regionally, and globally. All that, when you join the four forces, that's what brings about the change worldwide. So when you look at the policy frame that was made in 2005, and it was supposed to be adopted in 2015, when you look at right now in 2017, and you can already see what the youths of that time, the fruits that have yielded today. We can see young people in parliament, and we had an initiative for not too young to run.
Yeah.
So we see young people worldwide, they keep on pushing and pushing for seats. I'm impressed because Kenya, internationally, when you look at Kenya and other nations in Africa, Kenya is quite far.
So you can see that probably there's a general framework whereby the youths are being allowed to get to elective posts. You know that there are some times back where you find that youths are told that they are rowdy, they cannot lead. Like now you've been in Kenya for quite some time, and you've checked the leadership in campuses where we find student leaders who are very young and doing activism stuff. And you find that some of them, you get people who are breaking into people's shops, malls, stealing, other people are killed. What is your view on that? Because actually at this moment in time, you find that even in the general elections that have just ended, there are youths who were even killed during the elections, and others were rowdy, people are stealing. What is your mindset? What can you say from that?
It's very sad. It's very sad to see young people dying in Kenya after the elections. And I was also here in 2007 during the post-election violence. What I can actually say from that, and from what I have seen from universities around, the mind of a human being, it's what needs to be targeted. So if I tell you right now, go take something, like, let's say, go take something from your house, your mind processes that information and uses it, so it becomes like a personality. Angel, let's say Makiki told me to do this and that. My goal as a person is targeting the human minds. Yeah. That's the most strong part. So when you change their mindsets, you can be able to change their reactions in the society.
You find that in the slums, this is where we find such kind of violence. And there are quite a lot of people. And if you go to these slums, you find that people are densely populated in these kind of places. And you find that there are very many tribes. There are Luos, there are Kikuyus, you know, there are Kalenjins, there are all the 48 tribes of Kenya. They are fixed in these slums, and you find that that's the place where the violence erupted quite a lot. So what really can you tell those people? Because you find these people who are outside here in the towns, people are inside their houses, they are watching the elections, no one comes out so rowdy. What can you tell those people as per se?
What I can tell you, people living in the slums, it's unfortunate, but where you are born, it's not where you're actually going to die. You find a lot of people have this bitterness in them. Yeah. That's why you find them stealing. They feel like he has a nice phone. Yeah. I just need to take it away. So they need to get rid of that anger. And I'm actually talking to you, telling you that you can make it in life. You can make it wherever you are. The moment your mind knows that I can make it, you won't need to harm your neighbor, because you know there is a goal that I'm actually looking forward to. At the age of 8 years, it's when I wanted to be a pilot. Why? Where we used to live, it was a building facing right into
an airport.
An airport and the Moi Air Base, Moi Forces School.
Yeah.
So I used to see planes take off and landing. And I used to tell my younger brother, when I grow up, I'll be a pilot so that I can fly President Moi. And he used to laugh like, that won't happen. Back then, from the age of 8 years, it doesn't matter whether I'm living in an area surrounded with buildings. I know one day I'll make it. So to the people in the slums, you don't need to harm someone just because you feel like your life is not, you feel like you've given up. That's why you find yourself indulging in drugs. Because you don't have a hope for tomorrow. But I'm giving you a hope. It doesn't matter whether the economy is good or bad. People have made it out of this economy. Example, Githeri man, you saw him. The economy people are saying it's bad in Kenya, there's no money. But there's always a way for everyone. There's always an opportunity.
So we're going to take a short commercial break and stay tuned. Don't go too far.
हम शरीफ क्या हुए, पूरी दुनिया ही बदमाश बन गई।
15 साल बीत गए।
15 साल, 4 महीने, 10 दिन।
ओ मेरी जान, my heart beats for you baby, now come make me your lady। ओ मेरी जान, just keep the fun now flowing, no stopping and no slowing।
अरे जो भी मैं कहूँ तुझे लगता है क्यों गलत। अरे पलट, तेरा ध्यान किधर है, ये तेरा हीरो इधर है। तेरा ध्यान किधर है, ये तेरा हीरो इधर है। तेरा ध्यान किधर है, ये तेरा हीरो इधर है। प्यार की माँ की आंख से पूजा करनी है। प्यार की माँ की आंख से पूजा करनी है। प्यार की माँ की
Welcome back to Young and Smart. We are believing that you're getting inspired in each and every minute that we are taking on talking about leadership, talking about activism. So stay tuned up to the end. What are your main achievements? You see your profile is quite huge, but there are those things that you can say that that's my achievement. You can just brag about it and say, as a pilot, I've been able to do, as a lady, I've been able probably to become a pilot, and as a leader, I have achieved this. So what are those things that you see that are your best?
My achievements are, I've made it to be a pilot.
Yeah.
That's one achievement. My second achievement is that I've received an award, which was a recognition for youths doing activism in the community level. I have been invited to be a regional director for an African organization. I've been invited to be a director for a regional organization for Central Africa. To be a director for a peace organization. Yeah. Something else, my achievement is that I can see that what I've been pushing for, I can see it happening. I can see things changing in governments. For example, last year, I was invited for an Iranian business for a meeting where there were only these business delegates. And as a youth there, I raised a voice for the many youths in Kenya. In the past years, I've also been looking for jobs for people. If someone is interested, I usually look for a job, then I give that person a job. Wow. So I felt I need to talk to the CS, who was Dr. Kipto, for trade. I needed somewhere where I can actually talk for the youth. It didn't matter whether it was the right cabinet
the right
secretary
way,
or not, but I knew if I speak to this person who is in the government, he's going it will eventually get into the government. So he spoke about the way youths are suffering, the way youths don't have jobs. As much as they're signing contracts, down here, we still don't have jobs. So he explained to me the whole process and what I'm supposed to advise youths. Most of the youths he talked about, their small institutions that the government has created that enables youth to better their lives. And from that, this year I saw there was a trade conference for youths at Strathmore University, and I felt good about it because it's something that I was pushing for. From the trade business meeting that was there, I could see that this year there was a trade conference for youths, and that is an achievement for me.
I believe that you have aspirations with you. You have dreams. You have bigger dreams from where you are. Probably it's the time you're starting the journey and you have big dreams. Where do you see yourself in the next 20 years, in the next 5 years? What do you want to be doing? Do you want to be a leader? Do you want to be the president? You know, tell us.
If you could ask me right now, I can be able to be a president. It doesn't matter about age. It's responsibility. As a leader, every time you have to make a decision, you have to be so quick and fast. Keeping in mind there are people. The decision, you're not making it for yourself, you're making it for the people. So I believe I have the capacity, given a chance, that is. Because that's what I was advised when I was 21 years old. I met some leaders and they told me, why don't you become the president for Congo? I just look at them like, what? How? Where? At this age? Then I just sat down to myself and I thought, nothing is impossible for us youths. It's all in the mind. In the next 5 years, I see myself as, let's say, a minister. I can be a minister for whatever position. I was nominated for UN Youth Envoy, but I didn't make it to the short list. So I see myself being a world leader. Not only in Kenya, not only in Congo, but a world leader.
You are a lady, and you have seen the struggles that ladies are making out there to get to the outer world. There's the KWFT. At least nowadays, the ladies are getting avenues whereby they can give out their grievances. As a lady, you have the parting. I want you to give a parting shot for the ladies out there. What can you tell them? What can you encourage them? You are a pilot. I believe not many of them actually. Just some weeks ago, there was that lady who is she's the only pilot on a ship. So there's that word of encouragement that you could give the ladies out, and also there's that encouragement that you can give the youth as a whole.
My encouragement to all the viewers is that the sky is not the limit. Beyond the sky, we have different layers. So you shouldn't limit your mind. I can't say what a man can do, a woman can do. I can actually do better than that because I believe in myself. You need to believe in yourself. There is nothing difficult, and you need to achieve your dream. As ladies, I know there are phases in life like giving birth. That shouldn't stop you. If you gave birth in high school, you should still get back on your feet, continue with your school, and you'll reach your dream. To the youths, I'll still emphasize on nothing is impossible. We have seen people be an example to the world. Be that person that people are going to say, I want to be like Makiki. I want to be like Nelson Mandela. You need to be patient. You need to build your own character as a person. Don't only concentrate on the exterior, but you need to build yourself as a person. Have the characters of a leader. Have the characters of what you believe in, and you will achieve it all.
You've been able to get a glimpse of what it is like to become an activist. You have watched Boniface Mwangi fighting for the rights of the youth, fighting for many things here in the country. And right now, we can see the fruits of activism. Sarah is an activist, and she has been able to open up the borders, even far and wide as Africa, far and wide as Croatia, and even in the DR Congo. We have also learned something that from the experience that you get a teaching. You remember the events in the 2007 post-election violence, and now you can check the general elections that we have just had in the past, that is the 2017 general elections. And we've been able to learn different things, and that's why we don't have the post-election violence. So it's a joy for me in hosting this show as Young and Smart, because I know that someone out there is being encouraged, someone out there is being changed, and someone out there is being motivated to be a leader, because we are called upon to be a leader, and also we can be called upon to follow suit so that we can create a greater generation with good aspirations and good ideas that we may grow up in, in better ways. So I'd like to thank you for joining me here on Young and Smart on KTS TV, and I hope that you have been encouraged in one way or another. My name is Edgar Gaisho here, and join me each and every Thursday on Young and Smart.